What's up, guys? It is your pal on wheels, Corey Hot Wheels, coming at you with another video. Now, I know I said I was going to talk about each Elimination Chamber match separately, but there was only 5 matches, so I'm going to talk briefly about each one, and hopefully this video isn't, 30 minutes long. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. So, the first match of the event was the Women's Elimination Chamber match. I thought it was a really, really good match. I mean, Tiffany Stratton, my God. I mean, for coming from a gymnastics background into wrestling, she has transcended super, super well. I mean, that swanton off the pod was absolutely incredible. And Naomi coming back and doing that split off the chamber wall onto Becky Lynch was another incredible spot. And first thing, I want to give a huge shout out to Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, I saw your Instagram story. That cannot be easy what you're battling with your skin. I'm praying hard for you. I hope you find out the answers you need to your condition. And I just want to say God bless you for battling through the adversity and putting on an amazing performance in the Elimination Chamber match. And, ultimately that match ended up being won by the man Becky Lynch, which I figured would happen since they have been teasing, Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World title. And then we had our WWE Undisputed Tag title match with the Judgment Day versus the team of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, now going as the Catch Republic. And, no disrespect to the 4 superstars. I honestly thought, it would just kind of be a filler of a match. But, these guys absolutely delivered. For the best WWE superstars in the world right now. And, my God, Australia did not like Dominic Mysterio. There was even a blackout because some fans decided they were going to flip him off as the referee ejected him from ringside, for getting involved in the match. And, Pete Dunne's finger-breaking technique, I know some people don't like it, but I absolutely love it. I think it's cool. And, that double South of Heaven choke slam from the top rope by Damian Priest was cool. The double burning hammer by Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate was cool. But ultimately, it was that aforementioned double South of Heaven choke slam from Damian Priest. And then followed up by a coup de grace by Finn Balor to Pete Dunne that sealed the win for the Judgment Day. And then we had the Grayson Waller effect. Excuse me. And, he came out. He was introduced by Austin Theory, who, was dissing the Australian crowd. But, Grayson Waller, despite being a heel, he got a huge pop in his home country and, was seen drinking out of a shoe. I guess that's something that the Australian people do with a UFC fighter who I am not going to attempt to pronounce his name because I most certainly cannot. So, Grayson Waller called out Cody and Seth. Cody challenged The Rock to a singles match anytime, any place. And Seth Rollins came up beside him and said, hey, you know, there's no way you're going to be able to fight the Bloodline alone, so I'm with you. And then Austin Theory got in both Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes' face and said it didn't matter what they thought and tried to mimic The Rock, but was ultimately beat down by Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, which ended in a stomp from Seth Rollins, who did mention he would be cleared from his injury very soon. As you guys know, he did sustain a knee injury in his World Heavyweight title match with Jinder Mahal. And Grayson Waller, he did nothing to help Austin Theory, so I'm sure there's going to be seeds of dissension between Waller and Theory. But then we had the men's Elimination Chamber match. And, I mean, that was a pretty good match as well. I mean, I wasn't, like, watching all of it because, you know, I was cooking my dinner. But, you know, Logan Paul absolutely proved again, whether you love him or you hate him, proved why he belongs in the WWE. I mean, you know, he had an incredible showing. That crossbody off the pod to Drew McIntyre was incredible. And, you know, the spear by Bobby Lashley to Logan Paul through the pod. I mean, it's Elimination Chamber. You know, somebody's going to get through the pod. And, you know, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, you know, they were beating the tar out of each other. And, you know, Logan Paul was trying to use his brass knuckles, but was eliminated by an RKO from Randy Orton. So thus making Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton the final two. And they, you know, they went at it. You know, Randy Orton was able to hit an RKO on Drew McIntyre despite having a nagging injury to his back. Because you guys remember Randy Orton was out for 1.5 years with that back injury. And Logan Paul eventually came back into the ring, knocked out Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre draped his arm over Randy Orton to get the 3 count. And thus it will be Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins for the world title at WrestleMania. I did forget to mention that, you know, AJ Styles did come in after Bobby Lashley got eliminated and attacked LA Knight, because if you remember on SmackDown, you know, LA Knight cost AJ Styles his opportunity against Drew McIntyre. So AJ Styles came out and attacked LA Knight with a chair and then hit the Styles Clash on LA Knight onto the chair, and then Drew McIntyre once again took advantage and pinned LA Knight for the elimination. Then we went on to our main event, which, you know, saw the Australian faithful serenade Rhea Ripley in one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in all my years of watching pro wrestling. And, you know, they were firmly behind their hometown hero. And, you know, Nia Jax, she had control of Rhea Ripley throughout a lot of the match. You know, even Samoa dropping her onto an announce table and then climbing up onto Corey Graves' chair and then hitting an elbow drop onto Rhea Ripley and putting her through the announce table. And then she put Rhea back in the ring, hit the Annihilator, and Rhea kicked out, much to the delight of the Australian crowd. And then Rhea hit one of the best superplexes I've seen on Nia Jax. I'm surprised it didn't implode the ring. I mean, they must have reinforced the ring for the match. and and then eventually it was a thrust super kick by Ripley into the Riptide that allowed her to retain her title over Nia Jax. And then Rhea proceeded to celebrate with her family that was in attendance and the Australian crowd and got a bunch of pyro. So, I'm going to be honest, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view itself was kind of predictable. But, it was predictable in a good way. I know people were mad that Becky's facing Rhea at WrestleMania, but I'm ultimately excited. Because, whether you like it or not, Becky is one of the best superstars, if not the best, in the women's division. Bianca, Rhea, Becky, Bayley, those are the 4 best right now. And I'm really looking forward to this match between Rhea and Becky at WrestleMania. So guys, that's going to conclude it for my Elimination Chamber recap. Hopefully you enjoyed. I will be filming a brief recap of WWE Saturday Night Slam, I believe is what they call it. And I will be doing that recap in just a little bit, so be on the lookout for that video. And my mom, she ordered me a PlayStation camera for my PS5 for my birthday, so thank you, Mama, for that. And, I will be doing these videos via gameplay instead of you guys just sitting here listening to me talk, because I figured me playing video games would be more entertaining than just listening to me talk in front of an iPad. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in the next